Hi, this is Rania Jesse and welcome to my review of the first Master Grade Gunpla kit, the Gundam RX-78-2. Now this kit was released back in 1995 and I reckon that this kit I got here was purchased around the same time, so roughly 20 years old. This being the first Master Grade kit of the iconic RX-78, I was really tempted to go out and buy another kit just to do a new build video of it. But in the end I decided against it simply because later on you'll be looking at the RX-73, which is the exact same kit but in a different color scheme. So there will definitely be an opportunity to do a build video there. So for now I'll be doing a review of an assembled kit just to cover some of the basics of the Master Grade series. You can see in the box is a pretty backdrop of the finished product. The manual itself with illustrations, X-ray views. Oh, by the way, you don't really need to understand Japanese to be able to put this kit together. The illustrations in the manual are quite easy to follow. I certainly managed 20 years ago without the need to understand Japanese at all. Parts list. And here it is, an assembled kit with some stickers applied already. You can see all the runners in the box behind it. Now this is all snap fit together, no glue is required, and everything is in the right colors ready for display. So painting is actually optional here, one of the main selling points of the Master Grade kit. Excuse the old toy blemishes, later on I do intend to do a painting videos to have this all cleaned up. Just to show what I mean by display ready, here is a cheaper kit that was released back in 1991. And this is the color scheme of the mobile suit as shown in the anime. And if I can find a part to show. See, this torso is in the blue color, which is correct. But if you look further, you can see the hip is also cast together with the torso and is in the wrong color. And here's another part, which is the shoe, which is definitely in the wrong color. So not only you have to put this kit together, you definitely have to paint it to make it look anything like the anime. Now let's have a look at the articulation of the kit itself. The arms is pretty good, it can bend up to 90 degrees. The hand features what I call a free one thumb posable grip, which is more than what most toys in that size will offer. The leg joints are pretty flexible and they do move in more than one axis. And the foot guard can swivel a little bit as well. The feet can move in 3 axes. Now what you can also find are hatches that can be opened, which shows the internal parts. You can see the piston just above the foot is not quite in the right color. But since it's mostly covered anyway, so it's not really that big a deal. And there's another hatch that can be opened in the forearm, showing off more details. Movement in the torso is quite limited. You can swivel it side by side a little bit, and you can tilt it up and down just a little bit as well. And the same can be said about the head, with very little movement. Yes, just for laughs, you can turn the arm all the way around 360. The thrusters at the back can swivel. And the beam saber holder is movable as well. The armor plates on the hip area can move around quite a bit, just to give a bit more flexibility to the upper leg movements. This is a deconstruction of the upper leg part, showing essentially a plastic shell housing some soft polycaps for the joints. You can also see the degree of movement you can get out of the knee joint. And here's another hatch that opens up, showing the actual cockpit itself. If you look closely, there's a little pilot sitting in there. Another detail I want to show here is this dummy coal fighter block, where you see the pilot sitting for now. Now you can actually replace this part with a folded up coal fighter block, as it was depicted in the actual anime. Here's the coal fighter itself. Even though it's a detail you can't really see, it is an amazing amount of detail that I've put into this Master Grade kit. Here's a look at the folded up coal fighter block. You can fold this out into the coal fighter jet. This isn't 100% built in. You still need to add in additional parts to make it all complete, like the tail and the landing gear. So the tail goes here, and the landing gears. Gotta confess, I did lose one of the landing gears, but I'm not doing too badly considering I had this for over 20 years. Let's have a look at the head cover. Now there's supposed to be a tab here which I accidentally snapped off. Right here. You see the snapped off piece that's stuck in there. See the slots on the back of the head on the inside? What you're supposed to do is slide the tab into one of these slots, like so, and it simulates the cover being hinged open. So remember not to swing it open like I did. Looking through the accessories that comes with the kit, we got weapons, we got shield, optional hands with open palms and closed fists, stickers. These stickers are used to hide the more obvious seams, which I didn't use because I intend to paint this kit later. The bazooka got one movable part. The rifle has movable parts as well, such as the scope and the handle. There's a neat little clip that folds out. What you can do then is hook the rifle onto the hip like a holster. There's a mounting clip that folds out, which you can use to mount the bazooka. You need to then align this notch to the clip and mount the bazooka like so. The shield cheats a little bit, where you just remove the handle, and using this peg you mount the shield onto the back of this backpack. And the beam saber effect part attaches to the handle like so. Alright, bonus round. See on the side of the box where it references heavy user parts. You can see all the little extra bits that were added to the kit to give it a bit more mechanical details. And you can see another reference to it in the manual in the detail up section. So something extra for the more advanced builders. Now these are optional parts. As you can see in the anime design, these little details are not there. Looking at the assembled kit, you can see that these optional parts are not there, and you need to attach these optional parts with glue. A closer look at these parts. We got some handlebars. You can probably see better on this side. Oh, these are, I suppose they are toe points. And they're pretty tiny. And these are little extra vent points you can glue onto the kit. Overall, I think this is a great three-dimensional representation of what the mechanical designers intended when they drew the designs for the anime. Even though the drone version of the mobile suit on screen was a bit sparse in detail, this kit embodies the details that the designers wanted to put into this mobile suit, and it has done that quite well. Standing at roughly 19 centimeters tall, it still packs in a lot of detail that is very impressive for its time. What is particularly impressive to me was that they managed to have a core fighter built into it. It is certainly a buzz to see all these details brought to life in this kit. There are certainly drawbacks with this kit, namely the articulation itself. Here you can see the arm barely managed the saber pull pose, and this is the full extent of what the legs can do. Despite the articulation limitation, I still think this is a good kit and you can pull off some pretty good poses with it. Given a price point of 2,500 yen, the fact is snap fit together, no glue required, and no painting required because everything is in the right color and display ready when assembled, these represent good value for me, even for a kit this old, and certainly a great start to the Master Grade series of Gunpla kits. Thanks for watching and I hope you enjoyed this review. I'm Ronnie Ajasi, till next time.